Great in and out dribble. Oh! He set off the smoke detector.
You crank that volume, turn it way up. Get your
Jaylen,
get your play out.
what the
You gon' pay up. You crank that volume, turn it.
No Jayson Tatum, no Jaylen Brown, no problem for the Boston Celtics because they have Baylor Sheierman. What's up, everyone, and welcome in to your Celtic Source, home of your 50-19 second place Boston Celtics. The gap is closing. I don't think they'll catch it, but the Cavs lost as well last night. And the Knicks are staying put right behind the Celtics as they keep on winning. But I feel like it was just a couple of weeks ago that we were wondering if this team could even get to 40 wins before they suffered their 20th loss. But they're now at 50 wins, and they might not lose another game the rest of the season, given their strength of schedule. But, on a night where, Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown are getting their much needed rest, for Jaylen Brown, I think he is still suffering with a little bit of knee soreness and back soreness, nothing to be worried about yet, just giving him good rest. And then for Jayson Tatum, finally we get a game where, he's willing to, step off the court and get some much needed rest for him. He's been looking a little sluggish over the last couple games. And, I'm going to do a whole thing on this. I'm actually doing a live stream later today all about Jayson Tatum and other guys getting rest. So make sure to tune into that. But as for this game, right? In a game where, Baylor Sheierman, right, he spent most of the season in the G League, and he's come up to the main team about a month or so ago and been sitting on the bench playing in some garbage time, a couple minutes here and there. But he knew he's going to get more minutes tonight, especially because, guys are out, but also, Joe Mazzulla's trying to see what they got, right? Could Baylor Sheierman be a guy where, a couple minutes to give Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum a breather in the playoffs? Just 1 or 2 minutes, you're not playing him a full game, but can Joe Mazzulla trust him? And, he proved tonight exactly why he should be getting those minutes over some of those other, sort of deep bench guys and Jordan Walsh, Torrey Craig. I think Torrey Craig will get some minutes in the playoffs just because he is, a not really reliable, but he has, played in the NBA for like 10 years or so now, and he has shown that he is capable of, not being a liability on the court. But Baylor Sheierman comes off the bench, just plays 16 minutes. Joe Mazzulla could have played him more, but he's like, I'll just play him 16 minutes, see what happens, and he goes 6 for 7 from behind the arc. 20 points, with 3 rebounds and assist, a couple steals in there as well. But just the confidence that he had to go out there and just take shots that, most of his other teammates wouldn't even be taking. Some of he had this play where, 2 seconds left on the clock and he's inbounding the ball and he's trying to get it to Derrick White, who's sort of flying to the corner, and KP intercepts the pass, and KP's not in a position to shoot with his back to the basket, and he throws it right back to, Sheierman, and Sheierman just pulls up from maybe 3 feet from behind the arc and like a Derrick White type, clutch 3 to end the third quarter. Just an unbelievable shot. He got, after the game, of course, career high for him, obviously. He got water dumped on his head. Coach Mazzulla said he had that, FU mentality to him. So just like a game where, guys like Jordan Walsh and Torrey Craig and others are, haven't shown that they are the guys that you want to trust in a playoff rotation. And I know it's against the Nets, who are not a great NBA team, but still, this is a game where I actually think Baylor Sheierman could go out there, knock down 1 or 2 threes for you in 2 minutes off the bench and have like a +6 net rating and be that plug that you can put in for Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown for 2 minutes when they get tired in the playoffs. His ability, and it's not even his offense, right? These guys that are not getting lots of shots, they're not getting, the minutes, they have to rely on their hustle plays, their defense, their scrappiness. And we saw a play earlier against the Lakers where, a couple games ago against the Lakers, where he just dives on the floor to save a ball from going out of bounds. And he had a lot more of those tonight, just, diving the floor for every loose ball, going up, and even if he's not getting a rebound, tipping it out to another guy who can then make a play. Just all the little behind the scenes plays that don't get recorded in the stat sheet. And those are what you need him for. You don't need his scoring. You need him to do all the dirty work behind the scenes. So just a fantastic game from Baylor Shyman. And we're going to be seeing more of him down the stretch, given that, I'm hoping guys are going to sit more. You do want them to stay in shape, and get minutes together. But given that this team has been so, not compared to some of the teams, the Dallas Mavericks having a forfeit and whatever is crazy. But just that this team has been more banged up than in years past shows you that, they're going to need some of these guys so that guys like Tatum, Brown, uh, Al Horford, and Kristaps Porziņģis are going to play less minutes in the playoffs, I think, this year. They're going to need some of these guys to make a difference, or they're going to have trouble winning games in those later rounds. But, moving on from Baylor Sheierman here. Kristaps Porziņģis, second game back. The first game was his offensive performance. This game was his defensive performance, right? What did he end up with? He ended up with 3 blocks, going 9 of 13 from the field with 25 points. Only 1 of 4 from 3, but he didn't take that many. Just his ability to get in the paint, post up mismatches, right? That's what the Celtics were missing against OKC when they lost, right? They couldn't get anything in the paint, and having a guy, Kristaps Porziņģis, who can get in the paint, expose mismatches, and really spread out the Celtics offense, is just fantastic. Like, if Baylor Sheierman didn't have this, career night, and we were all celebrating him, Kristaps Porziņģis would have been the star of the game in this one, right? He did have 4 turnovers, but I think a couple of those were, on some deflected passes and whatever. So, I'm not going to worry about that. But, if he can stay healthy, which, you doubt it with him, he is such a big difference maker. And we've talked about this all season, right? Even if KP leaves after this season, right, and he plays a couple games in the playoffs last year and a couple more, maybe hopefully a whole playoff series this season, he might be considered the greatest offseason pickup in Celtics history. Just, what he's been able to do when he's on the court this year, it's just out of this world. Derrick White had a good game. Not a great shooting game, only 3 of 11, but still, making plays. 4 assists, 5 rebounds for him, 18 points. Only played 33 minutes, which is good to see that he's getting his minutes a little bit lower. Al Horford is playing too many minutes right now, right? He goes, he plays 32 minutes in this game, and he only has 4 points. 5 assists, or 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Like, give him a little bit less minutes if he doesn't make, right? He's one of those guys that he only shows up in the big games now, right? And, we count on him to show up. He's reliable, but in some of these middle games, he struggles to get momentum going. Last guy I want to talk about, Jrue Holiday, right? 8 assists in this game, only 12 points, another 0 for 5 night, right? Teams are leaving him open. He's got to the only way I think that the only way that they can use him right now, if he's, you know, not knocking down a shot right now, is for him to have the ball in his hands and not Derrick White. Because, right, if he has the ball in his hands, teams are forced to guard him, and that can spread out the team's defense and make it much easier for the Celtics to get into the paint and make plays. But if, he's open in the corner and teams are not guarding him, obviously he's going to knock down a shot, so teams are going to guard him a little bit. But if they're daring him to shoot and he's not making them pay, that could really hurt the Celtics offense. Did in that OKC game. But if he has the ball in his hands, teams have to guard him. You can't just let a guy, with the ball, walk his way into the paint like that. So, I'm really hoping that, Derrick White, or really they can change their offensive game plan a little bit to have Holiday bringing the ball up, because I think that will, help out the entire team. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow on social media. 2 live streams today. One on Jrue Holiday's impact, which I just talked about, and another one on Jayson Tatum's unwillingness to rest, and really getting rest for everyone. But yeah. Until next time, go Celtics.
It's over. Time to say it again, Boston. Anything's possible. Banner number 18 has been secured.